What's going on, nation? Today we're going to go over the 6 dumbest mistakes people make on the overhead press. And if you missed my last video in this series, which was 8 dumbest deadlift mistakes sabotaging your gains, I'll put a link down in the info section below. Now, the overhead press is an exercise that should be a staple in any shoulder routine because it targets all 3 heads of your deltoids, the anterior, middle, and posterior. And another major benefit of this exercise is that it will help you build a stronger core as well. But before we get started, if you're looking to switch up your routine, or if you're looking for a new program in general, check out my 12-week challenge and see if you can handle my epic push-pull legs program or my max muscle bodybuilding split program. Results are guaranteed, and you can even download my app for instant access to all the routines in each program right from your phone. The first mistake is improper hand placement when performing the exercise. You guys have to understand that if you want to lift as much weight as possible and really focus on your shoulders, you want to create a straight path for the barbell to travel. And the problem is, if you grab your hands too close, not only when you come down will your hands be hitting your chest and shoulders, but when you push up, it's almost like you're pushing in as you lift the weight. And if you go too wide with the movement, every time you come down to here, your elbows are going to be tucked like this, and when you try to press up, it's almost like you're pressing out and away. To get the most amount of force against this barbell, in order to lift the most amount of weight, you got to utilize proper form and get your hands just about outside of shoulder width apart, so that when you come under the barbell like this, it's a straight push over your head and back down. Mistake number 2 is having zero core control. You guys have to make sure that you're taking in a breath before you start each repetition in order to keep your core as like one solid piece. What happens is a lot of people will go throughout their repetitions not taking in a breath and not holding it during the press, and what happens is the core deflates, and it can deflate forward or it can deflate backward. So let me get my PVC pipe right here. So what's going to happen if you deflate forward, so basically you're getting ready to press the weight over your head, you don't take in a breath, so your core is very floppy right now. As you press up and you bend forward, you can actually go into flexion like this, not only drop the weight and fall forward, but you can go into flexion like that and put a lot of pressure on your lower back. But that's not really the most common thing that happens. The most common mistake people make when they have zero core control is they actually lean back. So what you'll see is they'll be ready for the press, and as soon as they press, they start doing this. And then as the bar comes down, the press starts to look like that. Not only does that take posterior deltoids out of the movement and start to bring in more upper chest, but you're putting a lot of pressure on your lumbar spine, going into extreme spinal extension, which can cause a serious lower back injury. Mistake number 3 is not pressing the barbell vertically. And this is going to relate to mistake number 2, but even when you have proper core control, you'll still find people that tend to lean forward a bit and still tend to lean back a bit, and it really throws off the exercise. So you'll see people that actually press the barbell straight forward like this, and when that happens, obviously it can throw you off balance and bring you forward. And you'll still see people that even when they have a nice, tight, solid core, they'll start to lean back like this and press the barbell. Even though they're pressing it straight up, they've changed the angle by leaning back, once again bringing in more upper chest and taking out posterior deltoids. And people do that simply because it's a lot easier to press more weight when you're leaning back. If you guys want to maximize the benefits of this exercise, you have to stand up straight, keep that core nice and tight, and press the barbell straight vertically overhead like this, and come back down within the same movement pattern. The 4th mistake people make is that they don't train with proper range of motion. And I've seen this done 2 different ways. It's like people can't make up their mind on how they want to screw this exercise up. You'll either see the guys that like to start here and go to here, and then you'll see the guys that like to start here and go to here. And these reps look like this, and these reps just look like this. If you guys want to maximize the benefits of the exercise, you have to train in full range of motion. And if for any reason you can't bring the barbell all the way down to your chest, then that should be an indication that you have some mobility work that needs to be done on your shoulders, which is going to be super important because that's going to transfer into a lot of other exercises. I don't like it when people say, I can't bring the barbell all the way down, when I know they can, they just don't want to lower the weight. And think about it like this. If you always train in this range of motion here, you're always going to be weak from here to here. And this is where you're going to get the injury, is in this range. Not the one you train in, you'll be fine there. But that injury will always happen in that lower half because you've never trained your body with heavy weights in that lower range. And the other part to this, guys, make sure that when you get to the top of the movement, you're not only locking out your elbows, but you're also pushing your head through. That completes the repetition. Then bring it back down, and then back up and push through with your head on every single rep. The fifth mistake people make is they don't control the negative. And you guys should know by now that you break down the most muscle tissue in the eccentric portion of any exercise that you do, which for this exercise is going to be after you press it up, the negative or eccentric portion is going to be on the way down. And you want to control it as much as possible so you get the most muscle fiber breakdown for regrowth. And what happens, guys, is I'm sure a lot of you might start off your set and you're controlling that negative no problem, but as you start to fatigue and you're trying to complete all your repetitions, you might press the barbell up and then just let it drop to your chest to save energy so you can get some more reps out. You're much better off just lowering the weight and getting that slow negative. And if you want to take your workout to the next level and really get some muscle growth in your shoulders, try doing your presses like this. Press straight up over your head and then do a 2 to 3 second negative on every single repetition. It'll be a workout like you've never experienced in your life. And the sixth and final mistake most people make when doing this exercise is they actually turn the overhead press into a push press. And I'll show you guys the difference right now. When performing an overhead press, all you're going to do is stand here, keep your core nice and tight, and then press the weight over your head, and then bring it back down to your chest, and repeat this for repetitions. Now, a push press is when you bend the knees like this, and then you use your lower body to help you thrust the weight into the air. And then you bring it back down, reset, and thrust the weight into the air again. So they're two completely different exercises. Granted, the movement pattern is the same, but the major difference is on the push press, you guys are using momentum to complete your repetitions. It's more of a strength building exercise. So don't make that mistake, and if you start doing this, it's a good indication that you need to lower the weight to perform the movement properly. Now, before I let you guys go, I do want to share with you a quick bonus tip. I know I just said that you don't want to make the mistake of turning the overhead press into a push press, but if you find yourself hitting a plateau with your training, it is a good idea to swap out the overhead press for the push press for a few weeks. This is because the push press will allow you to place a much heavier load on your shoulders, and you can utilize the momentum involved to lift more weight over your head and then focus on that controlled negative. So that wraps up today's video, guys. If you've missed any of my other dumbest mistake videos, I'll post a link to the entire playlist down in the info section below. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Turn on video notifications so you never miss a new video upload. And if you want to incorporate the overhead press into your next shoulder routine, here are some quick guidelines to follow. Number one, because this is a compound movement, make sure you start your routine with it to maximize its benefits. For muscle gain, perform 3 to 4 sets of 8 to 10 repetitions, resting only 60 to 90 seconds between your sets. And the third tip, guys, if you find yourself hitting a plateau with this movement, switch it out for the push press for 3 to 4 weeks to help increase your strength. I want you guys to utilize a reverse pyramid rep range per set to make sure that you're adding more weight each time. So what I mean by this is, set 1 would be 10 reps, then you would add weight and do set 2 of 8 reps only, add some more weight, set 3 will be 6 reps, and then for the fourth and final set, add as much weight as you can and try to get at least 3 repetitions. I hope you guys learned a lot, and as always, more good stuff coming soon. See you guys.